What's up, guys? Welcome back. Hope you guys have had a wonderful holiday break. I know I did. Spent a lot of good time with my family for both Christmas and New Year's, and I am now back from break, and I am back to make more videos for you guys. And over the past week, we've been having a lot of discussion about territory wars, and it really came to a head with this post from SB Crumb and what they're going to be doing for the future of territory wars, at least for this month. And with this news, it's been pretty much universally panned because of what it involves. With the positive feedback we heard from the community following the limited time character bonuses we added to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Clone Wars, as well as the recent edition of the Grand Arena events, we're going to continue to shake things up in Territory Wars as we move into the future. When Territory Wars was introduced, it was the first opportunity players had to test their full rosters against other players. Now that the Grand Arena events are running, we believe this will be a much better fit for challenging players who have a similar collection. This will be the arena for purely competitive play. So pretty much, they're going to move away from Territory Wars being, taking your high-end guilds, your players with similar galactic power numbers. They're moving that from Territory Wars, and they're going to be moving that to Grand Arena. Now, this could mean that we will be seeing that transition of rewards being more heavily focused on Grand Arena as a result. Who knows? We'll see what we have going on there. But I mean, we did get the mailing of Zetas to make up for the loss of Territory Wars last month. We'll see what this means for the future for the rewards between Territory Wars and Grand Arena. This frees us up to take Territory Wars into a more playful and fun direction. I think that their intentions are correct here. They're trying to go for something. They're trying to make Territory Wars more fun, and they're trying to mix things up. I think their intentions are good there. However, what they're doing with this is wrong. Let's keep reading. It also gives us developers a ton more options to keep this mode fresh and interesting. We're planning to roll out many new types of Territory Wars in the future, but for the next Territory War, we're giving the community the ability to shape what it looks like. Here's how it will work. The community will vote to keep 6 out of 10 groups of 4 characters that you want to see available during the next Territory War. Any groups not chosen will be unavailable for this Territory Wars. Pretty much, we're voting to ban characters from Territory Wars, and this is where the community is not too happy. While the community votes, the dev team will then hold their own poll and pick 1 out of 4 groups to keep available for Territory Wars as well. So from what I can tell here, that the devs are going to be picking 1 group out of 4, and then the other 3 groups will then be removed. And then finally, we will post the community's top picks and our picks prior to the start of the event to give you guys time to strategize. Okay. Any unlisted character will automatically be available for use, so anyone not listed in these 10 groups, you can still be able to use just fine. The poll will be open until January 7th, and results of the community and internal dev poll will be released on January 9th. Ships will be available even if their pilot is banned, so that's good to know. We'd love to hear your feedback and ideas around Territory Wars community style, but also don't forget to vote for the January poll below. And sorry guys, hold on. We are hearing from our journalist out in the field, Jim, that he is getting a live update for us right now on the state of Territory Wars. Jim, what have you got for us? Thank you for that, Jim. Here are your 10 groups. So open it up here, and you can see we've got Jedi Training Rey, Old Daka, Boss, Sith Assassin. There's a mixture of characters in each group, and there's 10 groups here. And there's no like one faction specific node that you're voting for, and that's good. That's good on them for spreading it out like this. However, I can pretty much tell you that right away, this group involving Jedi Knight Revan, we will pretty much not see this group in Territory Wars if this holds up. And this is because no one wants to fight Revan. Even the people who have Revan are sick and tired of fighting Revan. So we'll probably not see the Jedi Knight Revan group for Territory Wars. The other 3, I can't really guess on who it's going to be. I don't know. But at the end of the day, this is something players are not happy with. I don't like it. Pretty much everyone I've talked to doesn't like it. And it's been a universally negative reaction from the entire community between Reddit, forums, and everything. And I think the main problem here is that we have a choice in voting here, and that's nice. Giving the players a choice to vote is great, but it goes against what we wanted. We liked the buffs to the Clone Wars characters for November. Mace Windu, Count Dooku, General Grievous, and Coruscant Underworld Police all got buffs, and they're all very, very good. Now, Count Dooku's already pretty good because of Traya, but Mace Windu and General Grievous especially, they got some pretty massive buffs for Territory Wars, and people loved it. Now, Mace Windu was usually with a Revan squad, but Mace Windu, no one uses Mace Windu outside of his fleet commander. People were already working on gearing him up anyways because Mace is the new fleet meta with Houndstooth and Anakin. So Mace being able to be used as a character was phenomenal. And same with General Grievous. Like, people loved that, and that was great. That was a fantastic idea by CG. It tied in with the Clone Wars celebration. Everybody loved it. It was a great idea, and I think that that's what they should have gone with. And why I think they went around this the wrong way. Instead of voting to have characters be banned from Territory Wars, have us vote so that we would choose one of these groups to get buffs for Territory Wars instead. Or give us like a list of factions. So like we could vote on by a certain faction basis on who would get buffs for the next Territory Wars. Now, the data mine that came out a few weeks back did say that there was going to be buffs for clone troopers and Imperial troopers. There was a bunch of solid buffs for different factions for Territory Wars, and everyone was super excited for that. And, you know, I think that was great because people were really excited about that because, you know, clone troopers were finally going to have a use again. Imperial troopers were going to look incredibly badass for Territory Wars. And that looked great. And people were excited for that. So that was going to be great. And now it seems like we're not going to be getting those buffs for Territory Wars. So instead, we're stuck with having to figure out which of these characters we're going to be banning from Territory Wars. And that's not fun. They're trying to make things more fun. And there's nothing wrong with trying to make Territory Wars more fun. It's getting kind of stale as it is, so mixing things up with these buffs and everything, that's a great idea. Props to CG for trying to mix things up and make it more fun. Banning characters is not fun. I mean, I'll just go ahead and say that right now. It's not fun. That is the complete opposite of fun. There's no real fun in telling us that we can't use certain characters, especially if we've been working on these characters for a long time. Like Grand Admiral Thrawn. Everybody has a Grand Admiral Thrawn. Grand Admiral Thrawn is easily one of the best characters in the game. Suddenly he gets banned, and you know, the people who have these lower GP rosters that didn't have a lot of resources to to invest in across their roster, they have a lot of heavy focus on certain teams. Now, I mean, some of these teams are going to suffer pretty heavily, and that's going to help that's going to help consolidate the balance of power. I mean, without Revan, you're not going to see those heavy Jedi walls. I mean, there are some things here to look forward to if they do carry through with it. Now, CG has said that they are going to be reevaluating this when they come back in on the 7th, because they're still on holiday break right now. So I highly doubt, based on the just universal negative reaction from the community on this, I highly doubt we're going to still be seeing these characters get banned. So really, at the end of the day, I think CG needs to walk this back, reevaluate what they want to do, and if they can, give those data mine bonuses for characters and the rosters, and like the Clone War factions and the Imperial troopers, all those factions that had the buffs from the data mine, if they could somehow implement that instead of getting this whole ban thing with banning groups of characters, I think that'd be much better for them in the long run. So we have that, and then we also have a problem with the list of events for January. Now, when you look at the events for January, and you can see the login character is going to be Slave 1, and, you know, we pretty much think that's going to be Millennium Falcon. We'll talk about that here in a moment, because there's been some clues out today. But you can see that we're actually missing a lot of territory battles, Territory Wars, and there's no Grand Arena until January 25th. Now, CG has said that this is not the final event calendar for January, so things are subject to change here. Hopefully this means we're getting more things. I mean, only one territory battle in all of January really sucks, and only 2 Territory Wars, and only 1 Grand Arena towards the very end of the month. That's a pretty huge gap in events. So there are some thoughts that maybe we're going to be seeing some more Legendary and Hero Journey events or something. There's speculation that Revan's event may be coming back this month. We'll see about that as well. But right now, January looks very sparse, but CG has said that it's not final, that they're still going to be working on it. So we'll see what they do with that. Now, on to the final thing to talk about today. We have had some new stuff show up, and they CG put out this tease today, and I mean, on first glance, it looks like a bunch of gibberish. So they put out this poem. CG SB Crumb put out this poem today, and he put out this chart. And what the poem says is, "For a tease due, why fly far? Beat this, that'd be nay visionary. I'd have my best hat on fit faint, the best feet others hold sad. Stop changing, keep farming, I'm reaping the wagers, my plays win. Reason is simple, paired and true, no fans and joke, add clue, but get the nod ace. Fail nigh, and stem hope, rotated, no help, we're not really sure, not sure what the PWD means. dunce. So, on first glance, it looks like a bunch of gibberish, and people are working hard on it. They've been working away in this all day, and usually these clues get figured out in like an hour or two. They've been throwing the crap at the wall ever since this teaser was released, and we still haven't figured it out. Now, we have this chart, it was figured out, but eventually there was some more clues released. SB Crumb put out a picture of a pig, and, you know, we started to think that maybe that meant something. There was a line that was decoded with a different dial that came from this chart, and that code, or that line was decoded as Scoundrels for Life, and then mixed in with the pig image, we thought maybe that meant Gamorrean Guard was getting a rework, which started to get a lot of people excited because maybe we'll finally get another character with Deathmark and he can put dots on his basic. Maybe he'll work with Canderous Ordo and some kind of Scoundrel team. So there's a bunch of stuff like that, but we're pretty sure that the Millennium Falcon is going to be coming out this month anyways because of the login with Slave 1. So we're all pretty sure that this is eventually going to lead to some tease for Millennium Falcon, which would be kind of disappointing, but at the same time, I have a feeling this is going to be a lot of what's their road ahead. So there's going to be more than just Millennium Falcon in here if that's all that's coming. So we may see some teases for some other characters. Who knows what's going on, but pretty much with the picture of the pig, that has gone on to create this whole thing where now we have done these anagrams where you have stuff like Star Wars Darth Bane Dynasty of Evil, Star Wars Infinity, which by the way is a great comic series if you guys haven't read that. Fantastic comic series. Is like an alternate take on what happens in the different Star Wars original trilogy movies. Star Wars Force Unleashed Ultimate Edition. There's a bunch of anagrams and stuff. We're trying to figure out what's going on here, and then, you know, CG or SB Crumb is putting out more of this stuff, like he's hammering on the bacon, which leads to the bacon cipher, and people are working on that with the bacon cipher and trying to figure out the stuff. And then he drops the stuff about the weekly word search in the newspaper, so now people are trying to do word searches with this stuff and trying to figure out what's going on there. They're slowly getting on it. Crumb has confirmed that they're getting closer with this, so hopefully sometime tonight or tomorrow we will finally figure out what's going on here. I'm sure once the things are figured out, I'll do another video on what's coming and what that means. So keep an eye on this here in the very near future. We'll probably have an update on this by tomorrow once people figure it out. Fingers crossed. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. I've got a lot of stuff planned for you guys this week to get back into the rhythm of things, you know, catching up on things. Doing a highly requested video that you guys have been asking for a while with an updated list of teams to use for the Sith raid. I'm breaking it into 2 parts. So we've got that. I'm going to talk about how stupid C-3PO and JTR is in Phase 1 of the Sith raid, and also talk about some other stuff in the future of Galaxy Heroes. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you all have enjoyed, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. A big thank you to all of my patrons for their monthly donations. I can't do without you guys. And that is going to be it for this video, guys. So thanks again for watching. I will talk to you guys later.